Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to After Dark, which is every Sunday night at 11 p.m. IST. And today, also, we have with us Asim. Asim, how are you doing today?
Doing great, Kunal. How are we doing?
Absolutely fine. You know, it's a very privileged day today because
Yes.
India has proven itself again in the space race that how we are better than any other country out there. And it's a special week. It's a special week of celebration. Our new year is now actually begun with Aditya L1. What do you say?
Yeah, definitely. That's a good thing. It's a good achievement. I mean, it's proved, right? So definitely we are proud. It's a proud moment.
Yeah. My
Kunal, I think, yeah.
my friends at ISRO, are so much happy that we actually pulled it off, and no one really thought that we would be one of the countries to reach those zone. But and all this happens because our space organization has a very good leadership, right? And leadership, it's very difficult to sort of retain good people in an organization uh, if there is no good leadership. Like, for example, I'll just tell you analytics that is, Gallup found out that 57% of employees who quit their jobs uh, is because of their bad behavior or toxic bosses. And CareerBuilder also had an independent research, and they researched for approximately 15 odd years. And what they found out was that 15 odd years makes like 3 odd generations that they have understood in this. And what they are saying is that 66% of the employees have left their job because of some sort of bad boss. And whereas if you look at a very positive number, Asim, is that
Yeah.
uh, Tiny Pulse was another independent organization that did another research, and they said that highly engaged employees, because of good bosses, okay, have 24% lower turnover rates, which is 24% people are retaining in the company uh, because of those reasons. As well as another research by Gallup says that with great managers have 70% lower turnover rates, which is so interesting, right? Because you are in human resource and you deal in
Yeah.
all these numbers of retention, all these numbers of having you exactly know what's wrong in the team. What's it?
Yeah. So basically, see, first of all, Kunal, I think that research, whatever you said, it's commendable. I mean, that research, what you had. And that's true, because if you look at it, so first of all, I'll be clear here that I'm not talking about any of my managers or my bosses who are listening to this. Maybe they might listen to it, right? Uh, It is just my views, all right? Maybe it's just everybody's got their own views, right? So what I feel the great leader don't set out to be a leader, all right?
Okay.
They set out to make a difference. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's never about the role, Kunal, I feel. It's always about the goal, right?
Oh.
So definitely, yeah, I think that's how it is. And if you look at it, the today's point of discussion is about the leadership, right?
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's very important that you communicate your goal to your team, to your people. If you are clear on your goals, trust me, it's transparency, right? So, I mean, you all grow together
Yeah.
in the same direction.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that makes a lot of difference. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason why today's episode is named Yes Boss is because I really feel that Yes Boss goes both ways. I mean, if it's a toxic boss, an employee says yes boss, does his job and resigns. and if
Yeah.
and if it's a really fun boss, people say yes boss by absolute enthusiasm and still start working, and they still deliver results and be productive all year round, and they don't really leave jobs at all. So um, what do you think of your career? Not just your career, but you are connected to so many organizations, and everyone everywhere is sort of tries to leave the company and go somewhere else. um, how much is the impact, do you think, is of a real toxic boss or a toxic manager or something like that?
Now, I mean, if you look at it, the impact is going to be huge because if you look at it, right, if you have the people, set of people working with you,
Hmm.
and you know them, that they're doing their job, they're learning,
Yeah.
I mean, they try to inculcate their cultures, I mean, and the values of the organization, right?
Hmm.
And it takes time for the people to get settled. And once they are settled and if they leave the job,
Hmm.
I think it's a huge loss for the organization here. And that's where the leadership matters a lot, right?
Yeah.
Because when the person is given his commitment to the company, to the boss, to the work, I think we need to appreciate that. And very important point, you need to be transparent in your communication. And very, very critical stuff is that everybody's unique, right? Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody's unique here.
Yeah.
They got their own talents. I mean, they got their own skills. And the leaders needs to trust, right, their ability to perform. And very important, they need to delegate some stuff. And trust me, this will motivate the team, the people they're working with.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of difference.
Okay. I take your point, Asim, but everyone knows today that somewhere or the other, everyone wants to become a leader, or maybe lead something, or kind of prove himself or herself, of whatever. So in this process of being taking responsibility, making sure, don't you think that employees should also understand that they are managers, they are leaders, are still learning? At the end of the day, leadership, and I read this book, it starts with why, with Simon Sinek, and Simon Sinek has such a unique perception about leaders. Is that he really feels that leadership is in fact a learning process, and if it is a learning process, you quitting a job, would that really help in that process? Or you being there, understanding the person and kind of trying to mold him to be a better leader, makes a better leader amongst you also, is what employee needs to think. So I really think that dissatisfaction of employee is obviously because of the boss, but also the dissatisfaction comes from the work, is that what, my work is really not good, and plus my boss is you know on my head every time, so let's quit.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean, but there is two aspects if you look at it, right? One is the work, what you're doing. Second is the leadership who is not in there, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at it, if you know, it's very simple. Everybody believes that if you move the ladder, right, first you create a place for the down one,
Yeah.
and then you can move up, right? I mean, so that's very important that you prepare someone, you delegate your stuff, you be transparent in your communication, and very, very important, the life is full of learning, right? I mean,
Yeah.
learning never stops.
Correct.
That's something I think everybody understands, that if you want to have a good team, if you really want to make sure that the people don't leave your team, people don't leave your leadership, right? You need to support them in the bad times, stand for them. That's very important.
Yeah.
And suppose, see, everybody is not going to have the same day every day, right? Somebody is going to have a bad day. How much of you say that keep your personal life different? I mean, just make sure that your professional life is different, right? But still, somehow, you get impacted at work. And that's where the leadership needs to understand that they support them,
Yeah.
and you do the best work. And every time, whenever there's any opportunity to appreciate someone, I mean, don't miss out that opportunity, because I think this is one of the prime reasons the people leave, because lack of recognition.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Kunal, tell me, if you just keep on doing your stuff every day and every time, and you're not being appreciated about, or maybe let's say it's been unnoticed by your peers or maybe your leaders, will you be motivated? I mean, I'm just asking a general question. Let's say once, twice this happens, like, but it happens every time.
Okay, so what happens is that when you love your job, right, and you may not get appreciated because of the efforts that you do, but you love your job. You know what you're doing, and you are busy, and you don't feel like uh, really worked up or stressed out. In that cases, obviously appreciation. How big a role is appreciation? Because I've seen so many people, and I in my team is so sort of appreciate everything in public, and if I want to give feedback, I give feedback one to one, that is in closed doors. I follow that because
That's
it
basic, right?
be-
That's Kunal. That's the basic of leadership, right? I mean, that's something which everybody, I think everyone needs to keep that in mind.
yeah,
Criticize in private and appreciate in public. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
yeah,
Because that's where, see, the motive behind giving a feedback is not to humiliate the person, is not to insult, right? Or it's just to make the difference out there because you are a leader, right? And you want to make him understand that there's a possibility for improvement which you need to work on, or maybe just get your act straight, right?
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
how, I mean, you want to make him understand in a nice, subtle manner, right? And that's where it will have an impact if you're having it one on one.
Okay, so I really want to take this moment and make sure that whoever listens to this podcast understands that there is more to life. There is more to yourself and your talent than the boss. Okay, the boss or the leader can be one of the person who is there. Maybe he supports you, maybe he doesn't support you. That's not really the point. If you constantly do whatever you're doing the best, okay, I'm 100% sure not your managers, not your boss, not your someone else, but someone else would definitely recognize what you're worth and still appreciate you because of your effort, and then have alternate opportunities in the same organization or whatever. And I really feel that people should not really stick to themselves on boss, rather than they should prove their own individuality, just like what you did, Asim. You had, I mean, in my experience, whatever I've saw you, so many bosses have switched above you, right? But you were there, you were like concrete, you knew what you were doing. Today, all the praise that you're getting, all the appreciation that you're getting, all the promotion that you're getting is because you stuck to your roots and you did what was best for yourself, and not really depend on the boss, right? I think so, I'm clear with that.
Well, Kudan, I think, yeah, I mean, I want to share something here.
Yeah, please.
So you got your own values, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got their own values. You have to define your values with you. I mean, yourself, you know what is it. And you are, I mean, no matter what, tactics, strategies, policies, processes, bosses keeps changing. Everything change.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
When you stick to your values, I think that's what the true leadership is all about. And
Yeah.
I believe that is the one thing which keeps you going, right?
Yeah. I 100% agree with you. I really feel that no matter what the statistics says, no matter what, it's just that we are really impatient about our own career, and we should be not just patient but also committed and persistent towards what our long-term goals are, rather than one person really taking a toll on everything else, is what my entire reason of saying that was because that's at the end of the day, it's just one person, you know. But if that person makes so much impact in your life that you wish to, you know, quit the job and so do something, I think so you don't like your job. That's the first reason why you're quitting it.
Kunal, that's possible for few, but I mean, if you look at the majority of humans, right? I'm from HR, so I also understand human a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Basically, human psychology, how it works. I mean, human brains, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at it, if the best way, I mean, is to put yourself in the person's place. That's one. That's how you're able to judge and you're able to understand, right?
Absolutely. Wow.
Maximum people, all right, they leave because they were not comfortable with their leaders, right?
Yeah.
Because that's one of the prime reason I feel. Because trust me, if you let's say, I'll give you an example, right? Let's say you are working and you're doing your job and you're very good at it, whatever you're doing it, but I mean, you don't have a good boss, okay?
Yeah.
How much ever you love your job, right? You'll not be mentally happy at work. You'll not feel like, okay, I want to go to work.
Yeah.
But trust me, look at the other way around. Let's say whatever job you're doing, maybe you are learning, you're upskilling yourself, but you want to grow, but you're also tired about the same stuff, what you've been doing it, but you want to learn. I mean, that is something which you need to have in case you really don't love your job. So you need to think about it, what you want to do and how can you excel that. And trust me, if you have an amazing boss who supports you for your dream, and he helps you, and trust me, even if you don't love your job, still you're going to be there. Because you have someone to guide you to the right direction, what you want to do, and make sure life's so easy. And trust me, every day when you get up and you want to go to work, you'll be happy to go to work. That's very, very important.
Absolutely.
If you are really happy at work, that makes a lot of difference.
Lovely. I think so. This conversation, right from what we were saying, you know, this would be unfiltered between you and me. But this is more like a filtered stuff that is coming out today, you know? Okay.
I think we're talking directly from the heart, right? I mean, what we sharing our own belief, our own perception, whatever we think, all right? That's something, this is all about that. This After Dark is all about talking about what you're believing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's jump to the other side. Okay, now we have spoken on the team side, right? Where what should motivate a team in the first place and what actually motivates a team, that's all a different story. But now one pro tip that I would like to give to every leader, every boss, is that, you know, rather than, you know, whatever your work is, you know, as a leader, you want to make sure that everyone is together or something like that. The one thing that you should start as a leader is that please take feedback from the people that you know are your downliners, and you start something like that. So maybe you should start with, you know, like a oral feedback or something like that, and then slowly migrate to a email or, you know, Google form or something like that, where people will, and you should just be honest with them, say that, you know, there are no problem of you telling me anything. If you think that I can improve, please tell me, you know, something like that. If you do that, there's enough compassion that comes in you to make sure that you can have a positive change. What do you say?
True, definitely true. And I think, this is a very good thing. I mean, because I remember people forget what did you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think that makes a lot of difference. Because if you have made them feel in a different manner, if they're open up, if they tell you, and then you know where you went wrong, because unconsciously you never know that you did something wrong, right? Yeah. So I think because one wrong action, maybe not intentionally, but the impact is not good, then definitely you have an opportunity to correct it. And trust me, the true leader will never regret for it. He'll always correct it, right? So I think
100%.
Yes. That's something which is really nice thing.
And, you know, it also inculcates a very positive side of a leader when you take a one-to-one kind of feedback, right? Because now what happens is that now people can literally take their names and give you feedback, and they can, and then the leader can come back after a couple of months saying that, you know what, you asked me to do this, I really made that change in myself. And I'm telling you, you'll earn the trust more than what you have lost before.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the bond, right, which you're going to have with your leader and your team. I think, yeah. And trust me, leader will not go and say it. I'm sure the guy will itself understand, will come and thank the leader and say, like, I really like the way the things are, and I'm really happy. I never want to go. Maybe he'll be more transparent with the challenges which he's facing for his job. He can just open up, because this is what creates more approachability, right? I mean, the leaders needs to be approachable. So that's something which this is the key towards it,
Yeah.
to the success of the job.
Maybe the second thing that what I can give as a tip to what really worked for me and for every leader out there is that please identify the personal and the professional talent of each of your downliners. Because what really happened in pandemic, Asim, was that my team, the digital marketing team, had a lot of offers from other companies, but they didn't pick it. And when I asked one of the members that, you know what, you were getting so much hike, why didn't you move? And he said, I don't know what kind of boss he will be.
Exactly.
I mean, he obviously after some time, after Christmas, a year or something like that, we adjusted his salary and made sure that he earns the same amount that he was offered before. But that's not the point. The point is that we sort of understand what talent person has, what is his personal life, and what is his personal, really space. And when we give that space to anyone, the person doesn't leave us, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, that's what. I mean, basically, you're helping them to maintain the balance, work-life balance, right? That's very important. I think that's one of the prime reason, also one of the most, critical reason where the people leave the job, right?
Yeah. Because they're uncomfortable, right?
Exactly.
And when you bring a person out of the uncomfort, and you can not act like a friend as such, but they know that they can call you for anything. Do you understand?
Yeah, Kunal. So I think that makes a lot of sense. You create that kind of environment, all right, that kind of space where you feel a free conversation, right? I mean, you can freely talk. Where your problems, what do you want, what are your goals, what do you want to do? Maybe your leaders can give you good tips, or maybe based on your talent, maybe you recognize something and then he feels that he should do this. He might suggest you with some good stuff. Trust me, it really helps. I think it's always Kunal. And people don't leave the company, right? They leave the bosses. I think there's a saying which happens.
Yeah.
But I think, see, there are a few reasons as well where they have the personal situation. They have the good boss, but they move on. So there are few people who do that. So that's also one of the things. It's not always the boss, but yes, it's one of the prime reasons.
So I think so. We have covered both the aspects of employee and boss today. And
yeah,
I any final tips that you can tell about, Asim?
I think I would like to say the same thing again, which I started with. Great leaders don't set out to be a leader, right? They set out to make a difference. And the person who makes the difference is a true leader, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's all about it. Kunal, it was really amazing. I was just sharing our views, right? And we don't try to hurt any of the bosses out there, all right, or any leaderships, right? Kunal, Shahid, this is all about after dark. There's a light which is going to help you, all right, to find the best thing in you, and you shine the brightest out there.
Thank you so much, everyone, to be a part of this and listening to our podcasts. We will definitely, have one topic every week, and we will cover this after dark every week. That is Sunday night. Sunday night, 11.
Sunday night.
11:30 p.m.
Yes, Kunal. It was really great. Kunal, it was really nice talking to you, Kunal.
Let's connect on the next weekend after dark. Asim.
After dark. After dark, Kunal. See you. Take care. Have a blessed one.
Please take care.
Bye. Yeah, you too. Bye.